Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Spot the Typo. No, I kid. I had so little fun with Asker and Asker that I need Visco to redeem themselves. This game right here, Stormblade, was released 8 years later, so let's find out what they've learned with the Secret Air Force. And 5 years after the dissolution of the Soviet Union, we are going to pick Alex, who will proudly display the hammer and sickle on his MiG. The thumbnail of this video makes a very bold claim that this game borrows a bit from Visco, who had released Gunbird and Strikers 1945 before this, and the most obvious way it comes at the start. The first stage is the port stage, but it doesn't need to be that way. The first 3 stages are randomized between this, oil base, and flying above Japan. Just like Visco, the difficulty gradually increases in these 3 stages. This means some people, if you're like me at least, will develop preferred orders as to when they want the stage to appear, with one in particular not being great as a first stage. But this is fine, I can live with this, and there's plenty of stuff to blow up with the secret submarine now appearing, now destroyed. There are power-ups. I can get to a maximum of 4 levels, and with the 3rd level I get a side weapon. Alex has quite a useful one with these lasers, which means I can deal with popcorn easier. We're quickly coming to the first boss, so I'll talk about the characters afterwards and what might be good for a newbie player. We can see the boss right in front of us, but we can't do anything for the time being. Instead, there is popcorn. The patterns are incredible. Sometimes it will be slightly to the left, sometimes slightly to the right. Get it wrong? Don't worry, there's not much here. The battleship is going off to the sea now, so I need to put a stop to his popcorn fast. The last phase will be when there are 5 of them, and with that I'm going to take advantage of the lack of collision with ground elements. On top of this turret I go, and it's done. I could use this more often with this boss, but I want to see this through safely because we're going to come up against 2 turrets and I want to stay out of the way. One issue with this game is that the ship is not very nimble, but that's okay. We go back to the middle. I will take care of the sub weapons first, and we're moving back to the center, a little bit to the right, and we should be good until the end. It's going to last a little bit though. Comes splurts of, and there we go. And that's why I've chosen Alex. He deals with bosses quickly, and this is a very quick video of a very quick game. Alex says he's bored, so okay, next stage. Not great. I would have preferred this last. So there are 4 characters. There's an American who fires off the raft of missiles, there's an English lady who has homing missiles, and there's an old Japanese grandpa who has targeting shots. There's this balance in place between power and spread between the 4 fighters, and whilst Alex won't be able to take care of the screen like the other fighters, he can still dominate by being right in front of them. We have 2 big planes. The first will always contain a power-up, the second will contain a bomb. Bombs are very useful to Alex. They make it as if we're playing Dodonpachi with a giant laser attack. It's so quick we can see the boss in the background. It's a stealth bomber. It only evades radar, remember, not eyeballs. Do I have that right? I'm not entirely sure, as the boss is now appearing as if it's a Klingon bird of prey. 2 wings could be targeted, but I'm going to focus on the center. It's not going to shoot from the center first, but there it goes, starts to blow up a little bit more, and it's done. It's only ever so slightly more harder than when it's the first level, which is why it's nice to get it last. Alex is feeling cocky. Let's go play Dodonpachi DFK. By that I mean there's plenty of oil silos to blow up, but sadly no alternate universe to discover if we do. Just a few extra points. Why I don't like this as the 3rd level is mostly because of the tanks. They like to take little pot shots at me, and they're a little bit everywhere, and because it's ripping a few ideas off Visco, they're not exactly slow with these bullets. And there's also these helicopters as well, which I call mosquitoes, because they're annoying little choppers, and this is where the speed of the maneuverability comes in. In other games I would be comfortable with all of this, but it adds a dimension of unexpected difficulty that I can't rapidly fix my own movement errors. We've moved on to level 3 of the Shmup difficulty list. It goes up to 50 as a reminder, so we're starting ever so slightly to be a bit more serious, and it does seem to be a step-based rather than gradual curve here. The differences between this and Asker is like night and day. Okay, destroy as many silos as possible before they come. Yeah, got him. Okay. It is boss time, near enough the same on all difficulties. We're going to focus on the middle jet and stay near the middle. There aren't gaps. Okay, just a little bit more. Right, for the second jet, I want to track it at all times. From the left, it will go to the right. And these bullets will be destructible. And when it comes back, tracking it left, we'll dodge the attack. Okay, last phase. And there's RNG in what is going to be used. First attack will be big chunky bullets with big chunky gaps. Second attack is the same. Third attack, no, using a bomb. These bullets would have tracked me and I'm too slow. A shame, but necessary. So those 3 missions are done. We're now going linear for the rest of this clear. Our codec message is telling us we need to head over to Brazil. Which ocean is that? I have no idea where we are right now. Let's just assume Pacific Ocean. And we need to deal with these long-range missiles. This is available in English. From what I can tell, there's no difficulty difference between the two. Just a preference thing. So, over the ocean we go to take care of many popcorn that will now increasingly shoot at me. Unfortunately, I now need to maneuver myself behind large bombers which are appearing behind me. There is collision with air units, so I need to be careful, but I'm going to take advantage of the fact that the bullets are aimed directly at me. There are laser attacks as well, but with my side laser, they shouldn't be firing directly at me. I'm going to go down to the side and around with little taps of the joystick. No extreme movements. It should be fine. This is a valuable lesson which will have many uses in the shmups to come. And I think this one should have my bomb for the level. We need to get right behind it. Yes, it does. Every single level has a bomb item. And now we've got 2 at once. I've got the bomb item. I can lure the shots and strafe onto the second one. With that done, we are now at the boss, which is a whole frickin' armada. Right, middle, right, left. That is the order of the ships. I want to get in front of them because the main turrets of each one needs to be taken out. Then another 3, right, medium, and left. And now we get to go onto the aircraft carrier. Just need to move ever so slightly, and we are done. Nothing stopping us now between here and Brazil. And Alex is getting fired up. Let's do this. This is the only place where we're going to be able to get an extra life in this game, which is very important because it's very easy to screw up and lose a life, at least for me. There's also a little bit of visibility issue with surface-to-air missiles coming at me rather than glowing bullets. There is the 1-up item. I'm not exactly in a rush here. So far this is going well. If I was to die though, we're doing Gradius again. Power down to 1, but bombs are refilled. There'll always be 1 power item drop, but that's not enough to get the side weapon, so it can be a bit tricky. I always use the bomb on the Blackbird that hasn't died. Okay, another bomb. But I get a bomb item anyway. That enemy just isn't worth the effort really. And just bomb and move on. Especially with 4 bombs left, that's some good damage waiting to be used. We should be coming up to the boss in a bit. No, sorry, we have these enemies that shoot directly at me. But they will never shoot at the far edges of the screen, so you can just hide there if you want. It won't stop the ground units though, so I need to creep out of the way. And, no, that's close, I'm going to have to use a bomb because that was dangerous. Yes, folks, I've realised that this run is going too well, so I am committing sabotage myself. Here is a temple which is weaponised, because of course it is. Every old temple needs at least 1 hidden gun turret, but it doesn't last for long. We've done lasting damage to history records. The turrets on the side cannot shoot other than inside. It doesn't stop the central one though, and the bomb is gone. Ideally, I want to take care of both of them first. Here come some big burning balls. Now just me and the boss, and of course I die to the easy bit. Right, level 2 firepower, 2 bombs. When it's on its own, this turret isn't too hard, but just don't panic and make little movements. There's a little bit of tracking with this, but again, little movements will win. Maybe the circular one will come again. Nope, it's done. We're still good though. Archaeologists might be mad, but we're trying to save the entire world here, damn it. And now more story. Apparently this is all the work of a weapons dealer, which during the 90s all had their own multinational private army. It's the Datto Corporation, so you know what we need to do? We need to travel not to their registered headquarters in Tokyo, but to their secret one in the Antarctic. And my first priority is to get more power. There are a lot of mosquitoes here. There is a shadow crawling up on the left. That's the next use of my bomb. We have a power up, and there's another one in this radar plane. Bombs away because the sub is up, but I have to focus on these installations popping up and these tanks popping out. Thankfully, shot power is max, so I can weave between the 2 sources of attack. I just want to make sure they're not flanking me, which can make dodging a little bit of an issue. So I have 1 bomb left. I'll need 2 before we get to the bosses. The bomb item should be coming up now as we get further inland. There it is. So we are looking good right now. I just have to reach the end of the stage without dying. That's easy, he said as the flurries came. I know there are people out there that will find it natural to dodge every single one of these, but at times it seems like I'm predestined to fly straight into at least one bullet. But that's why we have the bomb for the carrier chopper, so we don't have to deal with such thoughts. Again, possible without, but just not worth the effort. We have a little bit more popcorn, and it should be the final use of our bombs before the big bad. We're coming into a sort of trench now. It is possible to float on top of this enemy, but for that you need to point blank a few turrets, and it's not always guaranteed. What is guaranteed though is this laser attack. And off we go. Also, some speed strats right there, since the screen would have stopped till the tank was destroyed. Penultimate boss, a whole bunch of turrets. What I want to do is move from left to right, which will take out as many of the sub-turrets as possible. Both sides track, so it should be possible to move before the big one fires. When it does, stay in the middle. Move a little bit, wash, rinse, repeat. More than half are now gone. Back to the center and we are done. The final boss. It's important for me to get here with as many lives as possible because my tactic involves a lot of spam, and for this spam I require giant laser attacks. I think I would need to use some bombs anyway. There's a cross-shot attack which is irritating, 3 big turrets, 1 giant turret, 3 tiny turrets. Let's go, and the giant one has gone, and I'm dead, but I have lasers again. Well now, giant laser attack, go! But I don't want to use it right away, only when needed, when that cross attack happens. And now we have to see how long this life can last. I went into the first bullet, of course. Okay, 1 more bomb after this, and we're done. Yay! That was a 1-all clear of Stormblade. Only in arcades, not even on the Visco bar top thing that's now back up to €200 in the run up to Christmas. It's a decent enough game, and it's nice to see the quality rising now, and while it does get a bit hectic at times, I can see this as being a game which beginners can get stuck into because it's very learnable. But as I said in a previous video, this is only the beginning when it comes to Visco games, and we'll be back with them very soon with the healthiest shmup ever made. But more immediately, we will need to get cutesy. Until then, thank you all very much for being here. Hey, the game thanked me. Yay! Thanks, game. Alright, what do we have now? We get a little more colour in our eyes. And next guy? Oh yeah, Psycho. 2 loops. Uh-oh. I used all my lives and bombs. Oh well, I'll just go game over now. Till the next time. Bye all.